Hi there, I'm Noah Bradley. This is Handmade House TV, and on today's episode we're going to talk about the ideal cabinets to put in your log cabin. So stay tuned. Well, all right, once again, thank you for tuning in here to Handmade House TV. Today's episode is all about an email I got where an individual asked me some questions with regard to building kitchen cabinets for his log cabin and wondered the best species of wood to use, the best styling for his kitchen cabinets. And he was a little confused on what would look best in it. And I could start out by saying that the log cabins as a tendency don't tend to be the best place to put kitchen cabinets. I generally encourage people to put some kind of frame or timber frame addition off of their log cabin and in that room to put their kitchen cabinets in. And it's for a variety of reasons, but nonetheless, we want, regardless of whether or not you put your kitchen cabinets in the log cabin or in a framed addition off of your log cabin, they're basically the design and considerations for them are the same thing. The first thing that I would like to say is that kitchen cabinets, you don't want to get them too ornate. I wouldn't go overboard with such things as crown molding at the top or elaborate hardware on that. Matter of fact, one of the parts of the question there is what's the ideal hardware to put on your kitchen cabinets for a log cabin, whether or not to use hand-forged iron or something like that. And of course, hand-forged iron, if you're going to use something that is exposed, that would be an ideal goal to use. Iron fits in well with the stone and with the log motif that you've got going on. But as a general rule, when it comes to designing and building your kitchen cabinets for your log cabin, the less is more as far as hardware goes. The more functional, I try to use almost invisible hinges, ones that the door will come off of and remove. I don't go with chrome or nickel. Nickel is pretty decent. A dull brass or a patinaed copper-like look, something that blends in as well with the wood and makes it disappear. When you look at your cabinets, you want the overall design of the cabinets to come through and whatever species of wood you choose to use. So, and that was the main question about what species of wood looks best in a log cabin. And the answer to that is most likely it is the wood that you've already previously been using. It's if you're putting wood floors in your kitchen, the same species of wood used for your cabinetry would be best. Or if you're just trimming out your windows in natural wood, then that would be best. I wouldn't try to go with and it also depends upon a little bit upon the overall appearance, the design of your home. If you're building a log cabin, you can build a refined log cabin with a lot of painted things like the siding or even the cabinetry. Some people want to build cabins and they want them extremely rustic, in which sometimes I've seen them built out of barn board. We've done that as well, and they all work. The main thing is that you don't want to get too elaborate on it. You don't want to get too busy with the hardware. You don't want to come in with some species of wood that obviously would not be seen in a log cabin. Like in our area, birch would be totally unheard of, and most cabinets around here are built out of birch plywood. So that's not a species of wood that you could choose from. As far as the ideal wood, the most attractive cabinets that we've ever built, it tends to be that when we're putting down the flooring or building the trim or the doors or the staircase in a log cabin, that vintage, antique, tight-grained heart pine looks the best in a log cabin. Second in line with that would probably be a dark layer of hemlock. As far as blending into it. Oak never works in a log cabin. Oak logs are wonderful, but oak flooring, oak cabinetry just doesn't work. So that would be the species of it. And then for the overall design of the cabinetry, when you're trying to figure it out, I prefer the doors to be flush with the overall cabinetry. I don't prefer a lot of depth in my cabinetry. So the doors would actually fit flush with the frame of it. And also I prefer a simple frame and panel design for the doors. Just a nice little framed out and the same species of wood inside of the wood, rather than doing layered paneled, just single panel without the frame for the doors. And I'll shoot a couple of pictures up here at the end of this video to show you some of the cabinetry that we have built, to give you some ideas on that. But I hope that helps. Try not to be too bound, too restricted with the cabinetry, but nonetheless, the more it blends in with the theme of what you're building, the better it will be. And the use of vintage salvaged materials, you can never go wrong with anything you're building if you can get hold of some of that. Kitchen cabinetry doesn't require a whole lot of materials. It tends to be that when I'm building a log cabin, or any home for that matter, I figure out how much wood I need for the cabinetry, how much I need for the flooring, how much I need for the staircase, and if there's any custom doors or other woodwork in the house, door and window trim, I'll order all the same. I'll try to find the same material that encompasses all of that material. When I get it on the site, I'll pick out the widest pieces so that I can build the staircase first. Then I'll pick out the choicest material in order to build the kitchen cabinetry out of it. Next in line comes the wood that I use for trimming out the doors and the windows. Next would be if I'm going to build a door out of it, then that's where I would choose my lumber. And then finally the floor gets whatever's left over. And you know, I always choose to get the best material I possibly can. I always choose to get more material than I possibly think I'll need. If you end up with extra material at the end of it, you can always build some furniture that goes within the cabinet, or you know, finish out a room, like say the attic that you hadn't planned on originally finishing, or you can save the wood for a future addition. But you always want to get much more material than what you think you'll need, and it's best if all of those things blend together and complement each other and tie each room of the house together by using the same species of wood as much as possible. Again, these are general rules that if you work with, just like everything we teach in all of the courses you can find over at Handmade Houses, if you stick with the rules, you can't go wrong. But they are guardrails to help you get towards achieving the most amazing, beautiful home you possibly can. And so it's okay to break the rule occasionally, but every time you do, you're taking a risk, and you don't want to do it any more than possible. So these are the guidelines for creating the perfect kitchen cabinets for your future log cabin. Anyway, you guys, I thank you for tuning in. Please come over to Handmade Houses and consider signing up for my premium courses, step-by-step in how to build a log cabin, how to lay stone. I'm currently working on the Timber Frame Academy. I'm sorry that I'm so delayed on it, and I won't get into that today. But they're all there. I would tell you how much they are, but they're all about ready to go up in price, so we better not do that today. Thank you all for your support, for your patience, your kindness here on Handmade Houses. I look forward to seeing you again here next week. Until then, you take care. Bye now.